Mama, I want so many things. I want so many things that they are driving me kind of crazy. Hello and welcome to my review of Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry. First, I'm going to provide a little bit of a summary for the story. This is a historical drama. It's about a family living in a rundown apartment together and the kind of day-to-day problems that they face dealing with discrimination in employment, in housing, and in self-image. In a worn-down apartment on the Southside of Chicago, readers are introduced to a family growing distant, each member feeling as if he or she is losing another. Ruth, the tense but loving wife, Travis, the symbol of innocent boyhood, and Walter, the man with a dream, are the very first characters we meet. These are followed by Mama, the stern but principled matriarch of the household whose admirable traditional values often clash with those of her children, and Bereatha, Walter's sister, a college student in search of both an identity and a mode of personal expression, neither of which she settles on throughout the course of this story. Indeed, each character is searching for something. Walter is caught up in his dreams, Ruth and Mama are seeking a return to peace, and Travis wants to fit in with the other children at his school. All of these individuals are waiting for Mama to receive a $10,000 life insurance check in lieu of her husband's passing, and all have different ideas on how the funds should be managed. Now, there are a lot of major themes that come up in this story. We're going to talk about two of them. We're going to talk about dreams and identity. So to address the theme of dreams in this story, Walter, living in perpetual envy of his employer, has his heart set on investing in a liquor store in partnership with two of his closest friends, neither of which seem to have earned Ruth's approval. Ruth herself believes that Mama ought to maintain the right to decide where the money goes and how it is spent, and though Ruth is aware of her family's poverty and works long hours herself as a housekeeper, she appears to have no particular dreams of her own regarding the use of the money and trusts Mama's judgment instead. Now Mama, though not explicitly expressing her plan until having already acted upon it later on, intends to use the money to purchase a house for the family. While Walter's dream comes to distract him from his family and its heritage and values, Mama's is all-inclusive. She even decides to grant Walter managerial privileges over the remaining amount, suggesting that a portion of it be used to pay tuition for Bereatha to attend medical school. Now that's another way in which the theme of dreams is present. Bereatha feels hindered by her family's culture and circumstances and views education as an escape to a more personally fulfilling life. From this to Walter's envy and anxiety, to Ruth's admission that she has wanted to leave the apartment for a long time, we see characters carried away and sometimes broken by their dreams. Even Travis, when his mother denies him 50 cents in milk money, is nearly devastated. Only Mama, with her consistent faith, gratitude, generosity, and other firm principles, is able to resist the allure of sometimes dangerous dreams and focus on loving her family in the present moment. And to address identity. Along with the ravenous pursuit of dreams comes a shift, or at least a desire for a shift in identity. Bereatha does not identify with the members of her immediate family, going so far as to, quote-unquote, publicly, it still happens in the apartment, denounce the God her Mama believes in. Instead, Bereatha seeks her identity in hobbies, studies, and romantic endeavors. She does not necessarily latch on to these things, becoming them, but is trying to find herself, forming and discovering new aspects of her personality along the way. Meanwhile, Walter drifts further and further from his wife as he comes to resent their poverty and lifestyle with distasteful hatred. We see him become less principled at every turn, nearly concluding ultimately that all life is money and taking things. When Mama makes the down payment on their new home, a member of the welcoming committee arrives in an attempt to bribe the family out of moving into an all-white neighborhood. Walter refuses the bribe triumphantly, but later, when he has hit rock bottom, he calls the man back with the intention of accepting the offer. It is his wife, sister, and Mama who remind him of their heritage and values and of the importance of courage and honor. Now, I found the dichotomy and the growing distance between Mama and her children especially interesting in this story. Throughout the story, we see her values clash with those of her children, from Bereatha trying to leave God behind in her search for personal identity, to Walter's feverish obsession with money. This trend permeates, enriches, and informs the narrative and characterization of the story. I thoroughly enjoyed this work. However, the plot does move perhaps more quickly than it needs to, but given that it's young adult drama, it's a script, it makes sense. It even just could be the way that I read it. Now, in general, A Raisin in the Sun maintains an average rating of 3.78 stars on Goodreads. When the play first began production in 1959, critic James Baldwin claimed that never before has so much of the truth of black people's lives been seen on the stage. Goodreads reviewers described the work as thought-provoking, haunting, and revealing. I did find one user, on the other hand, who described the play as angry all the time and describes the story and its pace as painful. So, if you're thinking about reading this play, I definitely recommend picking it up. If somehow you have an opportunity to see it live, I envy that, and I recommend it highly. If you have read it already or you've seen it and you would like to share your experience and your thoughts below in the comments, please feel absolutely free to. That's what this is here for. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you next time.